Today's video is geared around women. Our midheaven point is meant to be our legacy for this lifetime. It's what we're aiming to achieve in the outside world. And if you've ever heard the phrase, dress for the job you want, not for the job you have, that's essentially the tactic that we will be using with this. Hello, lovely. Welcome to my home. Go ahead and take a seat and make yourself comfortable. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, you already know how much I love and appreciate you and how much I enjoy seeing your face in my home once again. If you are new here and you're interested in delving into all things spiritual in order to discover more about yourself and your purpose and your gifts and your talents, then I encourage you to subscribe. And I also just want to thank you for clicking on this video in the first place. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing your midheaven point and how you can begin connecting with its energy. You'll locate your midheaven point by viewing your natal chart. It will be the sign that rules your 10th house in a Placidus natal chart. And I will be covering tropical astrology today, so make sure you pull up a tropical Placidus natal chart. Our midheaven point is meant to be our legacy for this lifetime. It's what we're aiming to achieve in the outside world. It's what people will remember us for, what they will talk about in terms of our lifetime when we are dead and gone. And although the midheaven is obviously meant to be achieved through what we actually do in the outside world, career or otherwise, we are going to learn how to begin connecting with this energy in our chart through how we present ourselves to the world, through our clothing, our makeup, our hair. And for the research in this video, I pulled up hundreds and hundreds of celebrities' natal charts, and I specifically honed in on these celebrities that are truly known and recognized for their style. So in order to kind of accomplish your midheaven, it needs to be through what you do in the outside world. So not everyone is focused on dressing like their midheaven, and they don't need to. But celebrities specifically that are known for their sense of style and for what they wear and how they present themselves, those are the celebrities that are really expressing their legacy through what they wear. And so that is what I use, and that's the research that was used to go into this video. Today's video is geared around women. And if you've ever heard the phrase, dress for the job you want, not for the job you have, that's essentially the tactic that we will be using with this. So we'll be looking at it in terms of that. It's going to just help you start understanding the energy of your midheaven a bit better. Kind of like in the same way that whenever we start dressing for the job that we want, we become more confident in that energy and we understand it on a deeper level. Okay, so that's what we'll be doing through our clothing. I will have timestamps down below so that you can just go directly to your midheaven sign. Don't forget as well to share this video with a family member or a friend, especially someone who's maybe making some changes in their career or trying to understand their natal chart a bit better. Okay, that's enough chit chat from me. Don't forget to hop down to your timestamp and I will meet you at your midheaven sign. Hi Aries midheavens. Now, before I get into my tips and tricks for you in terms of your wardrobe and your style, I wanted to go over kind of what the Aries energy represents. That way, if there's anything that I missed or anything new that you can think of that isn't covered in the video, you can incorporate that as well. And leave a comment below if you do think of something, because that can help us all expand and add new insight to the research that I've done. So Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It is a masculine energy and a very fiery energy. And Aries is ruled by Mars, which is the planet of war and aggression. So Aries wants to be a pioneer. Aries wants to conquer. Aries wants to fight. Aries wants to take charge. So in your overall wardrobe and your look and your style, you basically want to make sure that what people hear from you without saying a word, or what people see from you without saying a word, is that you're a very strong, capable, take charge type of person. That's what you want your look to say about you from head to toe, that you are even a bit aggressive perhaps, or intimidating, but very like sharp, and definitely not a frivolous, girly, you know, sort of energy. You want simplicity, and you want efficiency, and you want to get things done. You're action oriented as an Aries midheaven. So whatever sort of pieces that you have in your wardrobe that could already make a statement like that will work. And basically, we're just going to expand upon that with a few tips, from hair, makeup, clothing to accessories, that I noticed a lot of celebrity Aries midheavens utilizing in their wardrobes. For hair, Aries midheavens tend to have longer hair that they allow to have a wave to it, or a loose curl, and anything with a reddish undertone. So I haven't noticed it necessarily being like a bright, intense red like an Aries sun or an Aries moon might do, but like a brown or a blonde with a reddish undertone. If you do need to go short, if that's what works for you, then a light, ashy, very light ashy blonde works best on an Aries midheaven. You could do longer with the light ashy blonde as well, but if you're going to go blonde, then go quite bright and ashy. As far as makeup goes, typically browns and neutral eyeshadows and a completely nude or natural lip. There's not typically a lot going on as far as makeup is concerned when it comes to Aries midheaven. So like a more natural looking makeup. Clothing, just remember glasses are a great accessory, a button-up shirt, suits or suit pieces that you can incorporate into more casual wear work really great. Any clothing that has red, buy as many red pieces as you want. Or if you're going to go pink, it needs to be a very dark, pungent pink. Blacks, grays, browns, and overall in your outfits, you just want to be seeking out items that will make you perceived as strong, capable, powerful, intimidating, and even a bit dangerous. So whatever exudes that to you will work. Outfits that look metallic are really well for this energy too, especially for important events. So like dresses that are full on like silver or gold, and that's because outfits that look metallic are perceived by others as like a suit of armor. So again, it's that intensity. Do a very bold print or no print for Aries midheavens. Definitely nothing floral. For accessories, pointy-toed heels, pointy-toed heels, pointy-toed heels. Those heels look sharp, they look dangerous, so if you're going to do a heel, do pointy-toed. Otherwise, though, with accessories, pretty minimal. The clothing, because the clothing is so bold, it kind of takes center stage. And you, as an Aries midheaven, you don't want to be perceived as frivolous. You want to be perceived as powerful. So I've just noticed Aries midheavens don't really go all out on accessories. They keep it pretty minimal. So be sure and let me know down below how you resonated with the tips and ideas for your midheaven energy. And if there was anything that you thought of that wasn't covered in the video and you think it would go well with your midheaven's energy, leave that in the comments down below so you can help your fellow shared midheavens as they approach their wardrobe in a new and different way. Thank you again so much for coming. I enjoyed seeing your beautiful face here in my home, and I look forward to visiting with you next time as well. Love you. Hello, all of my beautiful Taurus midheavens. My daughter, my 8-year-old daughter, is a Taurus midheaven, and I can't wait to see her grow and blossom into this energy. Before we get into the tips and tricks that, not tips and tricks, the tips and ideas that I'm going to provide you in terms of tapping into this midheaven energy, I wanted to go over sort of what Taurus represents in the zodiac, just to help you get kind of an idea, and also so that if there's anything I don't cover in the video that kind of makes you think you know, it could work with this energy, you can incorporate that as well. And don't forget to leave a comment down below letting us know what you thought of. That way we can all kind of expand on our spiritual insight and knowledge in terms of the Taurus midheaven energy together. So Taurus is the second sign of the zodiac. It's a very feminine energy. It's ruled by Venus, which is the planet of love and our values and our, you know, our pleasures. And Taurus embodies like this feminine, earthy energy of sensuality, incorporating all five of the senses. And it's a very relaxed sort of energy. You know, Taurus moves slow and steadily. Taurus is very connected to the earth and the cycles and seasons. So you basically want to make sure that your outfits are giving off an energy of like a relaxed, easygoing, feminine, sensual sort of vibe. You want your outfits to activate the five senses. So you want to smell good. You want your fabrics to feel good. You don't want anything too constrictive, you know? And so all of this, from head to toe, should be exuded through what you wear. And natural colors, colors of the earth, colors of the seasons, these are all like attached to this sort of Taurus-y vibe. So it's kind of like opposite of the Aries energy, where Aries is very much like do, go, fight, conquer, don't mess with me. Taurus is very much like come, let's relax, let's enjoy, you know, that sort of vibe. So if there's anything, like I said, that that I don't cover in this video, based on just my research of celebrities with the Taurus midheaven and what they all tend to have in common in terms of their style, then go ahead and let us know down below. I would love to hear your ideas and talk about it together. But so with that being said, let's get into kind of the insights that I came to through my research. As far as your hair goes, don't go for any sort of unnatural hair colors like orange and green and blue and purple. But other than that, you can go with any style or cut really that you want, as long as you have a natural looking hair color. And bangs, bangs, bangs. Every Taurus midheaven that I researched looks amazing in bangs. So if you haven't tried it yet, you absolutely should. It just works. For makeup, even though you do want to go mostly natural, you actually can do like a really bright color on your eyelids paired with a nude lip, or do a bright color on the lip paired with a more neutral eyelid, as long as, you know, the rest of your outfit, and we'll get to clothing here next, but you're not doing anything else that's really wacky. So for some reason, like a bright eyelid or a bright lip with the rest of your relaxed, Taurus-y, feminine look seems to work really, really well. So maybe instead of going crazy on the hair color, you can do it in your eyeshadow colors instead when you're feeling like doing something a bit daring and a bit bold. So with your clothing, you need to think sexy, relaxed, easy looks are best. So flowy cuts, small and more subtle prints, small floral prints work really well. Light dresses that are somewhat flowy and casual, a really cute baggy t-shirt, you know, with some jeans. Showcasing the legs is really good to do it with this energy. So anytime you're going to a special event or even just in summertime, get outfits like shorter dresses, jean shorts, things that show off the legs. Wear heels or shoes in general that accentuate the legs. And overall, you just want your clothing to exude a sort of softness, a gentleness, and easiness, and a femininity with it. Very soft, touchable fabrics, that is an absolute must. And try coordinating with the seasons of the year. So wear fall colors in fall time and winter colors in winter time, and don't go against that. And then eclectic layers of things. So scarves, cardigans, however you can layer things and make it look touchable and like relaxed and easy. That will work really well. As far as accessories, there's not much that I have to say in this section except for sunglasses. That's another must. And making sure you always smell amazing. Really having some high quality perfumes or essential oils that you put on a daily basis. So be sure and let me know down below how you resonated with the tips and ideas for your midheaven energy. And if there was anything that you thought of that wasn't covered in the video and you think it would go well with your midheaven's energy, leave that in the comments down below so you can help your fellow shared midheavens as they approach their wardrobe in a new and different way. Thank you again so much for coming. I enjoyed seeing your beautiful face here in my home, and I look forward to visiting with you next time as well. Love you. Hello, all of my Gemini midheavens, and welcome to your portion of the video. Before we get into kind of my tips and insight based on my research of celebrities who shared this placement with you and what their style kind of has in common, I wanted to just briefly go over what the Gemini energy is and what it represents. That way you can get tapped into it. And if there's any ideas or things that you think of while watching the video that I didn't touch on or cover, I would like you to leave that in the comment section down below so that we can all kind of expand our spiritual insight on this Gemini midheaven together, okay? So Gemini is the third sign of the zodiac, and its ruler is Mercury. And Mercury is kind of known as this planet without a gender. It's an androgynous sort of energy. And Gemini also rules the third house, which is all about like short distance travel, elementary to high school education and learning, and communication as well, talking, bargaining, all these sorts of things. It's a quick, fast-paced sort of energy and a very curious sort of energy. And it's an air sign as well, which makes sense because it's all about talking, learning, it's brain activated. So basically your look, when you walk out of the door, you want your look to exude this sort of Gemini energy of playfulness, of androgyny, you know, kind of like not too girly, not too masculine, but kind of like could go back and forth between the genders in a sense, but also not anything that's restrictive or overthought or overly planned out. Like Gemini is a more casual sort of energy, kind of like, you know, the t-shirt and the ball cap and the cute jeans and the sneakers. And, you know, Gemini wants to be able to quickly move, to quickly learn, to quickly change, to quickly be whatever it needs to be. So the outfits and the look should have an element of flexibility to them as well. And so now we can get into kind of the specific things that I noticed that these famous Gemini midheavens had in common in terms of their style. And again, if there's anything you can think of that I didn't cover, please let us know down below so we can get a conversation started down there. Shorter hair in general, or if you're really daring, go for that pixie cut because I know you'll be able to pull it off. Highlights in the hair look nice just because that gives some dimension to the hair. It kind of showcases that duplicity of Gemini and the layers of color. For makeup, lighter colors of makeup in general, nothing really dark or pungent. And by lighter, I mean that, you know, colors that are lighter than your complexion. And any sort of eyeshadow or gloss that has some shimmer to it looks really good on Gemini midheaven. For clothing, androgynous looks, or, you know, anything that can be considered kind of tomboy-ish, or at least, you know, nothing too girly, and you know, outfits that look kind of lighthearted and simple, nothing that looks overthought. Going for colors that both men and women typically wear is a really good way to tap into this energy and make it work for your wardrobe, as well as colors that contrast or are opposites of one another. So black, an outfit with black and white, an outfit with blue and orange, an outfit with purple and yellow. So the contrasting colors. As far as accessories go, I mean, you guys can really do just about what you want, but I did notice in the Gemini midheavens that I studied, ball caps looked really good on all of them. Or not all of them, most of them. Some of them I've never seen in a ball cap. But so a ball cap, a baseball cap, invest in a cell phone case that can really make a statement, or that will stand out or really say a lot about you, because Gemini rules communication. So that's a really good accessory to invest in, as well as keychains. And you can put them on your purse or
you know, because Gemini also rules short distance travel as well. So really cute keychains, a really nice cell phone case, and a good ball cap is really all you need as far as accessories go.
So be sure and let me know down below how you resonated with the tips and ideas for your midheaven energy. And if there was anything that you thought of that wasn't covered in the video and you think it would go well with your midheaven's energy, leave that in the comments down below so you can help your fellow shared midheavens as they approach their wardrobe in a new and different way. Thank you again so much for coming. I enjoyed seeing your beautiful face here in my home, and I look forward to visiting with you next time as well. Love you. Hello, all of my beautiful Cancer midheavens, and welcome to your portion of this video. Before we get into the specific tips and insights into the celebrity wardrobes and style that I studied and how you can use it in your day-to-day life, I wanted to just briefly touch upon the Cancer energy and what it represents. That way, as we go throughout the video, if there's any ideas or things that you think of that aren't touched upon, you can leave that in the comment section down below so that we can all grow our spiritual insight and knowledge to these midheaven energies together. So Cancer is the fourth sign of the zodiac. It is a feminine sign. Its ruler is the moon, and it's a watery sign as well. So Cancer kind of represents our mother and the mothering nature within us, our emotions, as well as our ancestry and our roots, you know, where we grew up, what sort of family or country or culture we were born into or created from. And so overall, whenever you leave the house, when you're getting dressed and walking out the door, you want your outfit and your look to exude this sort of energy. And you can go several different routes with it, I guess. You could either go the route of like this sort of beachy, watery, girl next door sort of vibe, because, you know, the crab is what represents Cancer, and Cancer is a water sign. So it's very much associated with the beach. So you could go that sort of route, or you could go the route of kind of representing your roots, you know, representing the country you were born into or the type of culture or background you were born into, and going all out with that. Or you can create an emotional attachment to people through your clothing by kind of creating a signature look that's just yours, or a few signature pieces that you never ever stray from, so that over time, as people continue seeing you, they're like, oh, that's so-and-so's style, that's so-and-so's look, and they become attached to it through that. That's kind of the power of the Cancer midheaven. So there's a few different ways you can do this, but like I said, my research just studied the most prominent Cancer midheavens and kind of what they had in common. So with that being said, let's get into the specific tips for your hair, makeup, clothing, and accessories that you could consider incorporating.
So for hair, beach waves or tight natural curls, any shades of blonde, any hairstyle that connects either to your childhood era or your ancestry in some way, because Cancer rules that part of our chart. Anything feminine and even motherly. So anything that you would perceive as like motherly would work as well, because Cancer is the sign of the mother. So these are all just different options that you guys could choose from. As far as your makeup, typically more natural tones with the makeup. Even going completely natural with makeup is okay, because again, as a Cancer, which is all about the beach and the ocean and the moon, it's all about kind of looking like you're at the beach in some sense. So any sort of makeup that exudes that sort of energy, even to the extent of like the eyeliner kind of falling beneath the eyes, that works for Cancer midheaven. So Britney Spears does this. Avril Lavigne does this. Clothing, just accentuate the breast. And this, I don't mean like that you need to show off cleavage. Absolutely not. You can if you want, but a lot of the Cancer midheavens don't. But they just wear shirts and tops that are more form-fitting around the breast or highlight it in some way. So whatever that means to you. Jennifer Aniston, for example, she was well known on a lot of the Friends episodes for the episodes that she would actually go braless, and you could see them through the top. Okay, so that would be like one example. So maybe going braless, or just wearing tops that are tight around the breast. Just any way you want to accentuate them. Get creative. Any shades of blue in the wardrobe work really, really well. For the political Cancer midheavens, they look really, really good in navy blue. But really, any of you can rock a navy blue or a light blue, really any shade, because that's that ocean energy. And as far as the outfit goes, just think of like a rom-com, the rom-com typical like female, the sorts of outfits that she wears, or the girl next door kind of vibe. So just whatever sort of neighborhood you fall into, or whatever neighborhood it was a part of your childhood, your upbringing, your ancestry, what would be the typical girl next door kind of look for that, and you could go with that. But definitely pick a signature style that will forever represent you, no matter if it becomes dated or not, and stick to it. And if you don't want to stick to an entire style, then pick a certain vibe, or pick a certain piece of jewelry or a particular type of item that you will not stray from and can become yours and represent you, and people can become emotionally attached to that, because there's a lot of power in that for the Cancer midheaven. As far as accessories, chokers or just shorter necklaces in general, definitely not a necklace that goes longer than the breast. Pearls. Every Cancer midheaven should have several pearl necklaces, bracelets, rings, accessories. Pearls come from the ocean. Silver or white gold jewelry works best because that's associated with the moon. And then having a nice tan, or if you're not interested in damaging your skin, a bronzer that you can put on the skin, that just makes it look like you've been out at the beach and you have a nice glow to your body and your face.
So be sure and let me know down below how you resonated with the tips and ideas for your midheaven energy. And if there was anything that you thought of that wasn't covered in the video and you think it would go well with your midheaven's energy, leave that in the comments down below so you can help your fellow shared midheavens as they approach their wardrobe in a new and different way. Thank you again so much for coming. I enjoyed seeing your beautiful face here in my home, and I look forward to visiting with you next time as well. Love you. Hello, all of my beautiful Leo midheavens, and welcome to your portion of today's video. Before we get into the specific tips and insights that I came upon in regards to your wardrobe while I was studying all of these celebrities with the Leo midheaven, I wanted to give you a brief overview of what the Leo energy represents in terms of the zodiac. That way, as we're going through the video, if there's anything you have thought of that wasn't mentioned and you think it would go really well with the Leo midheaven in terms of style and look, you can leave that in the comment section down below. That way we can all kind of grow and expand our spiritual insight on this midheaven energy together. So Leo is the 5th sign of the zodiac. It is a masculine sign and a fiery sign, and its ruler is the sun, the big, bright, beautiful sun. So Leo kind of represents our happy place and our spotlight, like what makes us shine, what makes us smile. It also represents the inner child and the creativity within us. So overall, you want your look to be something that is reflective of the happiest parts within you, the things that make you smile, outfits and looks that make you feel bright, that make you feel like you are walking into your spotlight, walking underneath the sun. That's sort of the energy. So it does need to be all about you. Nobody or nothing else should be taken into account. This is the inner you, the happiest part within you, and making sure that you're not shying away from that in any way. So being a bit over the top, too much. All of this is great for Leo midheaven energy. So with all of that being said, let's get into these specific things that I wanted to cover with you based on these celebrities with Leo midheavens and what they all kind of had in common in regards to hair, makeup, clothing, and accessories. With the hair, go big or go home. So basically, you guys can do whatever you want with your hair, but it needs to make a clear statement. It needs to be spot on, and it should be something intense. The style of it should be clear and obvious. And again, it should make some sort of a statement. So you can go really with whatever style, length, color. I mean, whatever you want to do, just go for it. It should reflect who you are. You know, Leo energy is all about the self and the inner child, what's truly us, and our happy place. So whatever sort of hairstyle is going to connect you to your happy place, to your sunshine, go for it and go all the way. With makeup even, you're going to see as I go through these. With Leo, it's all about being extra. But so with your makeup, go a bit extra. Play around with current trends, popular colors. You can wear any color of makeup that you want. You can put on too much makeup even, and really have fun with it. And intense eyebrows, though, I've noticed are really unique to the Leo midheavens. So make sure you carve a nice arch into your eyebrow. Eyebrows 2-3 shades darker than your actual hair color works really nicely as well. For clothing, just remember it's always better as a Leo midheaven to be overdressed than to be underdressed. Own it, rock it. It's okay to show up looking better than everybody else in the room. That's kind of the point of the Leo midheaven. So clothing styles and colors that make people smile, that get you some sort of praise, a style that is loud, maybe a bit flamboyant, even a bit regal, just depending on which Leo midheaven energy you want to exude. There's the loud and flamboyant, and then there's the very regal, rich, expensive look. So being a bit too much, you can even go extra sexy, anything that just expresses how confident and creative you are will work with the clothing. Accessories, gold, yellow gold is really, really good for the Leo midheaven. Big, beautiful hats, you know, that are very feminine or loud in a sense. Large purses, big heels or large shoes, just everything kind of larger than life is great for the Leo midheaven energy. And don't be afraid to go gaudy with the accessories, or if not gaudy, just don't be afraid to go the extra mile or to have a bit too much. You know that saying by Coco Chanel, you can find it online, but it's something like, before you walk out the door, take off a few more accessories. Okay, that quote, that doesn't apply to Leo midheaven, all right? And name brand accessories, if you can, you know, something that's got some sort of exclusivity along with it, or showing off the name brand logo would be really nice to do as well. So be sure and let me know down below how you resonated with the tips and ideas for your midheaven energy. And if there was anything that you thought of that wasn't covered in the video and you think it would go well with your midheaven's energy, leave that in the comments down below so you can help your fellow shared midheavens as they approach their wardrobe in a new and different way. Thank you again so much for coming. I enjoyed seeing your beautiful face here in my home, and I look forward to visiting with you next time as well. Love you. Hello, all of my beautiful Virgo midheavens, and welcome to your portion of today's video. Before we get into the specific tips that I found for you during my research on celebrities with Virgo midheavens and what they all kind of had in common, I wanted to talk with you about the Virgo energy and what that represents and what that means. That way, as we go through the video, if there's anything that you have thought of that you think would go really well with the Virgo energy in terms of style, you can leave that in the comment section down below. That way we can all expand and grow our spiritual knowledge on this energy together. So Virgo is the sixth sign in the zodiac. It is an earthy sign, a very earthy sign, and its ruler is Mercury, which is all about, knowledge and kind of practicality and no nonsense. So Virgo has this interesting way of being very grounded but very intelligent at the same time. And a lot of people refer to Virgo as the sign of the healer, of the doctor, of the nurse. But Virgo is very organized. It's a very organized energy. It's a practical energy. It's an energy that's very much of service, but it's also very like beautiful, exalted sort of energy. It's represented, by the virgin, the female virgin. So there's an innocence to it. There is a beauty within the Virgo energy as well. So, overall, when you're walking out the door after you've put your look together, you want your look to come across as intelligent, practical, no fuss, no nonsense, but also very grounded, very earthy, very kind of similar to the Taurus midheaven energy that I touched upon earlier, but a little less, I don't want to say girly, but maybe I do. Not quite as girly, like feminine, but not extremely youthful. Virgo is also all about the body and our bodily health. That's why a lot of Virgos tend to be interested in being doctors and nurses. So anything that shows off how healthy you are, that healthy glow within naturally. Virgo energy isn't much for like covering up the things that they think makes it inferior. It's more about emphasizing the natural beauty within you, if that makes sense. And having your outfit not speak for you, but having you and your look speak for itself and really showcasing your natural beauty. That's a very Virgo thing to do. So with all of that being said, let's get into kind of the specific tips that I have for you after I researched these celebrities. And once again, if there's anything that you can think of that wasn't covered, leave it in the comments down below and we can get a conversation started down there. As far as hair goes, try and keep it curly as often as you can, or at least show off its natural wave. If you've ever considered a perm, go for it. Virgo midheavens just look amazing with curly hair. So even though a lot of society in our time period right now has a lot of people straightening their hair, I would recommend that you do not do that. There's really no need to put your hair through extra damage when you guys look best with curls. Natural hair color is best, or at least like more natural hair color tones. So, not doing like a completely bleached blonde or like a pink or a blue, like anything wacky. So just keeping it as natural and earthy looking as possible. Some sort of braid in the hair or buns look really nice on Virgo midheavens. As far as the makeup goes, again, more natural, more earthy tones, kind of like what I was saying with the hair. You can go darker in the tones with the makeup. That actually looks really nice, but like darker natural colors. So like a darker brown or rich brown lip, or anything that just looks earthy, or like something you would actually see on the earth, nothing wacky and bright. The clothing, you always want to dress event appropriate. So as a Virgo midheaven, you are able to stand out for how well you dress for the event and the timing. So never outdressing or overdressing, as well as never underdressing, just always being very well dressed. If you are a Virgo midheaven that's very interested in fashion and you want to be perceived as fashion forward, go for high fashion. Study up on the Gucci and Fendi runways, see what's in season, what new trends are being created in the high fashion industry, okay? Not lower fashion like what's typical for the everyday person, because you guys can really pull those styles off, and it just again shows how well dressed you are, how well studied up you are on what's appropriate and what's not. Virgo midheavens also look really great in athleisure wear. So having, an investment in some nice workout clothes you can actually wear outside of
just working out. Looks really great on Virgo midheavens, like yoga pants and, you know, typical athleisure wear. In general, though, items that show off your body shape, so this goes for both casual and upscale events, you want to show off the body shape. So nothing that's like oversized or really loose and flowy, things that actually people can see your figure in. As far as accessories go, nothing fake. That's really, you know, for Virgo midheavens, there's not a particular accessory that I would recommend like I have for some of the other signs, but definitely nothing fake. If you're interested in diamonds, wear the real diamonds. If you're interested in gemstones, get the actual legit gemstone, because you want to show as a Virgo midheaven that you like things that are high quality. You're not interested in things that are fake. And when accessorizing for your outfits, a fewer amount of high quality pieces is going to be better for you than a lot of extra that is maybe lower quality. So like for a Leo midheaven, I would say something different, or even maybe for a Scorpio midheaven, you know, where less is more for Virgo midheavens, it's not that way for the other signs. So it's okay to even have no accessories than to be wearing things that clearly look cheap, you know, or not expensive or not real. So really just having that impeccable taste and allowing your accessories to be just that. The accessories should be just accessories. They should not be the outfit. They should not be stealing the spotlight from the outfit itself or from you. So keeping that in mind with everything you do, with the hair, with the makeup. Like when people look at a Virgo midheaven, they should see you and your beauty, not the beauty or coolness of your hair color or your makeup colors or your really out there outfit. Okay, so just keep that in mind as you are dressing and styling yourself.
So be sure and let me know down below how you resonated with the tips and ideas for your midheaven energy. And if there was anything that you thought of that wasn't covered in the video and you think it would go well with your midheaven's energy, leave that in the comments down below so you can help your fellow shared midheavens as they approach their wardrobe in a new and different way. Thank you again so much for coming. I enjoyed seeing your beautiful face here in my home, and I look forward to visiting with you next time as well. Love you. Hello, all of my beautiful Libra midheavens, and welcome to your portion of today's video. Before I get into the specific tips that I've gathered after my research on so many celebrities with the same placement as you and what they all tended to have in common in terms of style, I just wanted to briefly go over the Libra energy and what that represents. That way, if there's anything that you can think of that would go really, really well with this energy in terms of style, you can leave that in the comment section down below. That way we can all expand our spiritual insight and knowledge on this midheaven energy together. So Libra is the 7th sign of the zodiac. It is an air sign, and it's kind of representative of like the other. Libra is a very balanced sort of energy, and it compromises more than some of the other signs of the zodiac. It takes other people's thoughts and ideas into account. And so with that being said, you know, as a Libra midheaven, you could very much dress for others in mind. You could dress for the opposite sex in mind. You could dress for kind of what you think would be a happy compromise between what represents you and what other people want from you, in a way, if that makes sense. Libra is ruled by Venus still, which is the planet of love and sensuality and our values. Libra midheavens tend to dress extra feminine. So it's still a very feminine energy that you want to express, but even a bit more sexy than the Taurus energy, a bit more sexy than the Cancer energy. In my research, Libra midheavens are the sexiest midheaven of the zodiac. So a very feminine, sexy, alluring sort of energy works very well. But overall, still looking very put together and very sleek. Sleek is a great word to describe the Libra energy. Sleek and sexy. So with all of that being said, let's get into the specific tips that I found all these celebrity Libra midheavens had in common in terms of their wardrobe. And then remember to leave a comment down below if there's anything additional you can think of to add to the conversation.
As far as hair goes, extra long, sleek, straight hair looks so good if you can pull it off. Straight hair in general really looks best. And you can go for both like an intense solid blonde or even an intense solid black, but I wouldn't play around with anything in between. In fact, like highlights in general or just multicolors in the hair don't really work. Like just a really, really intense black or really intense blonde, long, straight. I have seen Libra midheavens do shorter hair, like bobs work well because they're very feminine, but still make it straight if you're going to go shorter. As far as makeup goes, a very rich pink in your colors or just lighter pastels in general, anything that's like beautiful and very girly looking as far as colors go. And feel free to go thick, thick, thick on the makeup. It is fine to overdo your makeup as a Libra midheaven, so just go for it if you feel inspired to. And as far as clothing goes, again, just anything very feminine, very girly, and even a bit sexy if you feel comfortable with it. V-necks look really good on Libra midheaven, or just showing off the cleavage in general. Form-fitting dresses and skirts, extra high heels, anything sparkly. So just like a sexy, beautiful, girly, feminine, sparkly vibe. And same goes with the accessories. Glamorous, shiny jewelry. So white gold, yellow gold, sparkly diamonds, or gemstones. I would even recommend like a beautiful pastel pink purse, but in general, just anything shimmery and feminine. So I don't have specific items for you like I do for a lot of the other signs. Just with a Libra midheaven, it needs to be girly, feminine, nothing androgynous. From the hair down to the toes, you need to just exude like a sexual femininity about you.
So be sure and let me know down below how you resonated with the tips and ideas for your midheaven energy. And if there was anything that you thought of that wasn't covered in the video and you think it would go well with your midheaven's energy, leave that in the comments down below so you can help your fellow shared midheavens as they approach their wardrobe in a new and different way. Thank you again so much for coming. I enjoyed seeing your beautiful face here in my home, and I look forward to visiting with you next time as well. Love you. Hello, all of my Scorpio midheavens, and welcome to your portion of today's video. Before I get into the specific tips I have for hair, makeup, wardrobe, and accessories, I just wanted to touch upon the Scorpio energy and what it represents. That way, if there's anything additional that you have thought of that wasn't mentioned in your portion of the video, I would like to ask that you comment that down below so that we can all grow and expand our spiritual insight on this energy together. So Scorpio is the eighth house, or not the eighth house, the eighth sign of the zodiac. It is a water sign, but it's ruled by Mars. And Mars is a very combative, power-hungry sort of energy, whereas water energy is a very feminine and very emotionally related. And so I think that Scorpio has this nice balance of emotional strength as well as physical strength, and utilizing both of those in order to gain power. So as a Scorpio midheaven, you definitely want to exude a feminine energy, but a very like seductive, powerful, feminine energy, if that makes sense. And Scorpio rules the eighth house, which is about power and transformation and death and sort of all these like dark, heavy sort of things in our life that are heavy physically and emotionally. And so an outfit that can utilize both of those energies and express them at the same time would be very Scorpio. Or any sort of outfit that showcases your power, that you have power out in the world, would be a great way to express this energy. So now let's get into kind of the specific tips I have for you. And then remember, if there's anything that you can think of that's not mentioned in the video, comment that down below and we'll get a conversation started down there.
As far as hair goes, you'll want a hairstyle and a haircut and color that will emphasize the eyes. So you can do this with bangs, shorter layers, or hair colors that contrast with your eye color and really bring them out. So just think about the eyes when you're doing anything with the hair. With makeup, whatever makeup look makes you feel sexiest and most powerful and a bit unapproachable or intimidating will work best. You want to have really intense, well-shaped and colored eyebrows. And in the overall tones of the makeup, you want less pinks and mauves and more bronzes and oranges and peaches, like in the color scheme. With your clothing, black, red, and gray are a must. Deeper tones in general, definitely no pastels unless the pastel colors are contrasted against a black background, because that black background kind of gives a darker edge and feeling to the pastels, but nothing frilly in general. And any outfits which show off or expose the bra or the bra straps or the undergarments are good. If you have a really important event to go to or something big, definitely try and pull off a full-on suit with some really cute heels and no undershirt underneath the suit jacket. So that way your cleavage is kind of exposed. That's a very good Scorpio midheaven look. As far as accessories go, you need at least one pair of black boots, but I'd recommend several with a heel. Multiple piercings are good for Scorpio midheavens. You could have 2 or 3 ear holes, for example, a belly button ring, really whatever you're comfortable with rocking. If you've ever thought about doing that, go for it if you're a Scorpio midheaven. Pointed nails, or nails that are like rounded, not square, are really good, and black nails. If you're into that, a black nail looks really good. Nothing, as far as accessories go, nothing with a ton of color. Stick to blacks and grays, and then like the metals. So as far as jewelry goes, nothing that's like jewel encrusted or has a ton of flashy rubies or diamonds. You want the bulk of the jewelry that's that you're exposing or showing off to be like the metal, the gold, the silver, the white gold, the titanium. Like that should be the main theme in the jewelry.
So be sure and let me know down below how you resonated with the tips and ideas for your midheaven energy. And if there was anything that you thought of that wasn't covered in the video and you think it would go well with your midheaven's energy, leave that in the comments down below so you can help your fellow shared midheavens as they approach their wardrobe in a new and different way. Thank you again so much for coming. I enjoyed seeing your beautiful face here in my home, and I look forward to visiting with you next time as well. Love you. Hello, all of my beautiful Sagittarius midheavens, and welcome to your portion of today's video. Before I get into the specific tips that I have for hair, makeup, clothing, and accessories that I just gathered through my study of celebrities with this placement and what their style had in common, I wanted to talk with you briefly about what the Sagittarius energy is and what it represents. That way, if there's anything you can think of, a new idea you have that's not covered in this video, you can comment it down below, so that way we can all grow our spiritual insight and knowledge of this energy together. So Sagittarius is the 9th sign of the zodiac. It is a masculine energy, and it's a fiery energy, and it's ruled by Jupiter, which is the planet of knowledge and profound knowledge and deep expansion. Sagittarius also rules the 9th house, which is the house of philosophy, of religion, of foreign travels. So it's a house and a sign, Sagittarius is, that holds a lot of wisdom And often a lot of Sagittarians become professors and teachers. So they're kind of like the wise sages of the zodiac. So any sort of clothing or outfit that showcases this sort of energy as this wise, well-cultured or religious or spiritual person is going to do really, really well with this midheaven energy. But now I want to get into kind of the specific things I noticed that celebrity Sagittarius midheavens have in common in terms of style. And then remember, anything that you think of, comment it down below and we will get a conversation started down there.
As far as hair goes, you want a signature haircut and color that you mostly keep, and it becomes a part of your brand somehow. So you want something that is a bit unique or can become known as, you know, your look, your hair color, your typical hairstyle, and kind of stick with that. But other than that, you can really do anything you want. But yeah, just maintain that particular look. With makeup, a makeup look that took a lot of time to put together, like it has all of the necessary pieces, but comes out looking really natural, works really, really well. So like glossing the lip, minimal eyeshadow, or an eyeshadow color that kind of blends well with the skin. You know, you could even do a good amount of base and contour and blush, but like enough to where it just looks like it's your natural face, and leaving, you know, that way it looks really, really good on a Sagittarius midheaven. As far as clothing goes, orange is a really, really great color for the Sagittarius midheaven. I don't know if it's because of that fiery energy, but orange looks so good on you guys. Clothes that represent your areas of wisdom, your religious beliefs, your world travels, or any of the causes that mean a lot to you are a great way to express this energy. And then nothing that can only be associated as feminine or only be associated as masculine. You want to have a gentle, harmonious blend of the masculine and feminine energies in your clothing. With accessories, you want minimal accessories unless you have accessories that are able to kind of blend in with the outfit. So you don't want a lot of accessories that really pop and stand out. But if you do want to layer the accessories, having things that are more subdued or softer, and then again, accessories that represent your areas of wisdom, your travels, religious beliefs, or any causes that you care about work really well too.
So be sure and let me know down below how you resonated with the tips and ideas for your midheaven energy. And if there was anything that you thought of that wasn't covered in the video and you think it would go well with your midheaven's energy, leave that in the comments down below so you can help your fellow shared midheavens as they approach their wardrobe in a new and different way. Thank you again so much for coming. I enjoyed seeing your beautiful face here in my home, and I look forward to visiting with you next time as well. Love you. Hello, all of my beautiful Capricorn midheavens, and welcome to your portion of today's video. Before I get into the specific tips that I've located in terms of your style, just based on me gathering all this research on celebrities that have the same placement as you, I wanted to briefly touch upon the Capricorn energy and what it represents and embodies. That way, as we go through the video, if there's any new ideas that you have that could be helpful to other Capricorn midheavens, you can comment it down below and we can all expand our spiritual insight and knowledge on this energy together. So Capricorn is the 10th sign of the zodiac. It is a feminine sign, but it's represented, or not represented, it's ruled by a more masculine planet, Saturn. Saturn represents the father or the grandfather of the zodiac, and Capricorn also rules the 10th house of career and legacy. So it's very much a sign that's about hard work and achievement and really no time off. And it's an earth-based energy, so it's very grounded as well. And so as a Capricorn, you want to walk out the door and kind of exude this energy of like hardworking, put together, no days off, conquer and achievement. And I'm going to go over some practical ways that you all can do that, because it's a serious energy to work with. It's not playful. It's not lighthearted. Capricorn gets things done and makes really big, grand things happen. And so you want to give off that sort of vibe in the outside world in terms of connecting to your midheaven and its energy. So with all of that being said, let's get into the specific insights I came upon with your fellow Capricorn midheavens. And then don't forget to leave any new ideas you have down in the comments below so we can get a conversation started down there. As far as hair goes, the hair needs to always be fixed. It needs to always look done. So you can't let the highlights grow out, if it's not part of the look, or skip a trim, etc. And even if you do a ponytail or something more casual, you have to make it look stylish and sleek and put together. So as far as hair goes, you can do any cut or color that you want, but because of this energy, this Capricorn energy about always being on, always looking good, I would try and find a haircut and a hair color that's going to be easiest for you to maintain, easiest for you to style and fix in a way that always looks put together. So especially if you're not the type of person that wants to have to do a lot to the hair to make it, look good. So finding a cut or color that really saves you time and energy and maybe looks good without having to put a whole lot of effort into it would be a good idea. As far as makeup goes, Capricorn midheaven is not a good energy for a completely natural, like no makeup look. Some of the other midheavens are, but Capricorn's not one of those. So you can really pull off just about any color or any makeup look, but you have to look put together. Your face needs to look like you put effort into it. So just think about that whenever you're living your day-to-day life. Even if you're going out to just run a few errands, you want to look like you put effort into yourself, like you didn't take a day off, or you don't look, too relaxed, okay? Because Capricorn's the boss. This is a great energy for plastic surgery, fillers, Botox, fake lashes, the tattooed eyebrows. These are all very much welcome with this energy, and these things can also save you a lot of time as far as always looking on, always looking 100%. If you've had the fake lashes, you don't have to worry about mascara. If you have the tattooed eyebrows, you don't have to worry about taking that extra time to fill them in before you leave the house. So these are great time-saving tactics for the Capricorn midheaven if it's something you've ever thought about doing. I think they even do like tattooed lip liner or eyeliner, and it's temporary. I think it stays on for about a year or so, and it's pretty affordable. So I would look into that as a Capricorn midheaven. Clothing. So with clothing, you cannot ever be sloppy looking. Every outfit needs to be well thought out. There are no off days with the Capricorn midheaven. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't wear casual things. You can, but it needs to be a look. Okay, so like Rihanna at the airport a few years ago, I remember that was a huge thing because she was at the airport. She was dressed casually, but it still looked put together. It still looked like a true outfit. So that's kind of what you need to think about when you're getting dressed each day. So looking put together, even in things that are more casual. More timeless pieces and less trendy, fast fashion sort of looks. So yeah, you want outfits to be something that's going to look fashion forward or fashionable even 5, 10, 20, 30 years into the future. And that's going to help your wardrobe be more usable for a longer period of time as well. So with accessories, you want high quality accessories. So the shoes, purses, and jewelry, if you can't go high quality as far as your clothing goes, getting like a simple, inexpensive black dress, for example, but then having like a high quality shoe brand or a high quality purse brand, that's a great way to play up the Capricorn energy without having to dole out a bunch of money to do so, as well as accessories and outfits that kind of showcase what area of life you are a boss in. So what your chosen career path is, whatever that is or whatever you want it to be, dressing kind of for the job whenever you are out and about. So be sure and let me know down below how you resonated with the tips and ideas for your midheaven energy. And if there was anything that you thought of that wasn't covered in the video and you think it would go well with your midheaven's energy, leave that in the comments down below so you can help your fellow shared midheavens as they approach their wardrobe in a new and different way. Thank you again so much for coming. I enjoyed seeing your beautiful face here in my home, and I look forward to visiting with you next time as well. Love you. Hello to all of my Aquarius midheavens, and welcome to your portion of today's video. Before I get into the specific tips and insights and things that I noticed these celebrity midheavens had in common in terms of their style and their wardrobe, I wanted to touch upon the Aquarius energy and kind of what it represents and embodies. That way, as we go through the video, if there's any new idea that you have that people could incorporate into their wardrobe or their hair, their accessories that you think matches really well with the Aquarius energy, you can comment it down below and we can all expand our spiritual knowledge on the Aquarius midheaven energy together. So Aquarius is the 11th sign of the zodiac. It is an air sign, and it's a masculine sign, and it's ruled by a very masculine planet, Saturn, which is all about, kind of hard work and progressing towards the future. And the 11th house is all about our highest hopes and dreams. It's about fame and this large network that we've grown in our life and our friendships. And Aquarius is a very rebellious sort of energy. It's an authentic energy. It's a leadership. There's a leadership sort of quality to Aquarius, and that the Aquarius energy isn't doing things for its own glory. It's doing things for the glory of everybody involved. Because it's not so focused on the self, it ends up being, it's not afraid to be authentic. It's not worried. Aquarius isn't worried about what other people think of it. So it is what it is, and it's unbothered by others' opinions. So that kind of sums up the Aquarius energy. But so basically, whenever you walk out the door and present yourself to the world, you want to give off this vibe of, I am who I am, I'm uniquely me, and it is what it is. And I don't dress because of what you think of me. I dress the way I do because this is who I am. And guess what? Everyone's weird, right? Everyone is weird and unique, but most of us try and hide our weirdness and our uniqueness to kind of blend in, whereas Aquarians wear their weirdness and uniqueness on their sleeve. They make everybody else comfortable to showcase their own weirdness. So it's kind of funny because the Aquarius energy often starts a trend. An Aquarian will often do something weird and odd and out of the box that no one's done before, but because it's so authentic and raw and them, everyone ends up jumping on board, and in 10 years time it becomes the most normal look that you've ever seen. So you have the ability as an Aquarius midheaven to be a major trendsetter, and we'll touch on that here in my tips and insights that I have for you. But again, if there's anything you have thought of that's not covered in the video, comment it down below so we can get a conversation started down there.
As far as hair goes, anything with like a rocker edge or vibe to it works really well. There's a lot of Aquarius midheavens that rock like a short, messy pixie cut, or like a full head of like messy, wavy or crazy curly hair. Frizz is definitely fine with the Aquarius midheaven. And if you're interested in trying out any sorts of like fun looking colors, reds, pinks, blues, greens, this all works great too. With makeup, you can kind of rebel, like tap into your rebellious side with doing like a zero makeup look. Or if you really enjoy your makeup, really thick eyeliners, colors and like looks that bring out your inner rock star, whatever that means to you. Facial piercings also go really well with the Aquarius midheaven if that's something that you're interested in doing. With your clothing, you need to just think, what makes me look unique? What makes me look a bit weird or a bit edgy? That's kind of the vibe that you want to approach when you open your closet door. If you knew that you had influence, that people loved and accepted you no matter what, and you kind of represented this rebellious sort of energy to people, what would you wear? What weird new trend are you going to set? What's something no one has done before that you want to do? that's what you should be thinking of when you're putting together your outfits. Leather is really great, studs, anything with a sexy retro vibe, like you know, Amy Winehouse's cute little dresses, that even with the hair, she did that. Things that make you stand out and not blend in. You should not be just blending in with the world as an Aquarius midheaven. Accentuating the waist for some reason works really well with this energy, so you could do this either in cropped shirts, high-waisted pants, cinched waist dresses, or even like belts that you wear at the waist. That looks really good. As far as accessories go, tattoos are a fabulous accessory for the Aquarius midheaven, so if that's something you're interested in, go for it. And basically any accessory that's a bit odd or that showcases your originality in some way, even like an Aquarius necklace, like, you know, the zodiac necklaces they sell, that's just one example of many of a way that you can kind of showcase your originality through your accessories.
So be sure and let me know down below how you resonated with the tips and ideas for your midheaven energy. And if there was anything that you thought of that wasn't covered in the video and you think it would go well with your midheaven's energy, leave that in the comments down below so you can help your fellow shared midheavens as they approach their wardrobe in a new and different way. Thank you again so much for coming. I enjoyed seeing your beautiful face here in my home, and I look forward to visiting with you next time as well. Love you. Hello to all of my beautiful Pisces midheavens, and welcome to your portion of today's video. Before I get into the specific tips I have for you in terms of hair, makeup, clothing, and accessories, I wanted to touch briefly upon what the Pisces energy is and what it represents. And that way, as you're tapping into it, if there's anything you can think of that I don't cover in my tips and insights, just based on these celebrities that share this midheaven with you, you can comment it down below, and we can all expand our spiritual insight and knowledge of this energy together. So Pisces is the 12th sign of the zodiac. It is a water sign, and it is ruled by Jupiter, the planet of, you know, expansion and spiritual truths and knowledge. And Pisces is often referred to as the shapeshifter of the zodiac, because Pisces is known to be this area of our chart where we don't really have an ego. Like, we are one with everyone and everything. And Pisces is often known to go into acting because of that shape-shifting sort of energy. It can kind of become whatever it wants to be. And what I noticed with a lot of the Pisces midheavens that I studied, they tend to be the most theatrical. They tend to present themselves to the world in a very costumey, character-like sort of way, where they become one with whatever group they're with at that time or whatever the event is, but they go like all out for it. So it's a really fun energy. It's kind of like playing dress up, basically. So as a Pisces midheaven, the energy you're wanting to give off when you walk out your front door and step into the world is this shapeshifter sort of energy, where you're one particular character this day because it matched whatever you were doing that day, and now you have transformed into this other thing because you're doing something different or hanging out with different sorts of people today. So you're always shifting and changing according to the environment. You're like a chameleon. What's the color of that tree? I'm now going to change my skin into that particular color. So that's kind of an analogy of how it's going to work for you all. But so with that being said, let's get into kind of the specific things I noticed in terms of the celebrities that I studied with Pisces midheavens. And then don't forget that before you head out, if there's a new idea or insight that you have while watching that's not mentioned in the video, comment it down below and we will get a conversation started down there. As far as hair goes, I recommend having hair that you can do a lot of different things with, a hair that allows for a lot of flexibility. So ideally long enough for different types of updos and different ways that you can wear it down, because remember, you are a shapeshifter. You're the shapeshifter of the zodiac, so you want to be able to fit the look and style of anywhere you're going.
So having hair that allows for that is really good. Or you could also have a lot of different wigs, for example, that allow you to do this. Washout colors work really well because they don't last but more than, a couple of weeks. And so having a good set of like different washout colors, that works really well, because then you can wear a particular hair color to a certain event or to show off a certain type of style or shape shift into something, but it's not a permanent sort of change. So I would have plenty of those in stock in your bathroom cabinet. With makeup, again, you're wanting to style your makeup to the event, to the area, to the job. So having a lot of different makeup colors and items will be really, really good for this. So I would invest actually in a lot of makeup. So use makeup as a shape-shifting tool. Nothing is off limits as long as you are embodying the energy and look of the location and the setting that you're at. So you want to fit into the setting, but in a way that also gets you kind of noticed, where you kind of stand out, like, oh wow, you really went all for it for this particular event or setting. Like you went all the way. That's kind of what you're wanting to embody. So you can do that with the makeup. With clothing, I would have outfits for each type of event that you're ever going to be, attending. So your closet should really have an array of like, this is what I wear whenever I go to church settings, or this is what I wear whenever I'm going bar hopping or clubbing, or this is what I wear when I'm going to like a tarot reading, for example. Like having outfits that really embody each sort of life event or setting that you would be at, and you do it like 110%. So you almost are going to be like, think of it like you're playing out a character for each thing that you are going to or that you're attending. And so a character is like always all in, from head to toe, you embody that sort of character. So you're a shapeshifter as a Pisces midheaven that can really be like the perfect fit for any setting, for any group. You do want to remember though to overall keep it feminine. Every sort of look that you have in your wardrobe should have a feminine sort of touch or energy to it. With accessories, just anything that accentuates the overall look of the outfit or the, quote unquote character that you're playing would be really, really good. So like, for example, if you're going to be in an office setting, you want like a really cute office hairstyle with makeup that looks very business minded, with an outfit that embodies like a complete office business setting, and then the accessories that play that up. So like a briefcase and some black heels, that's just kind of an idea, but really the Pisces midheaven covers so much. It's hard to give you guys like bullet points for each thing. But I guess just approach life like you are an actress, and every single time you step out of the house, what play are you acting in? And so therefore, how should your character look for that play? That's kind of what you're doing as a Pisces midheaven. So it's a really fun, magical, fantasy-like energy that if you embrace, I think you can really bring a lot of joy into your life through this, and you will get noticed for it as well.
So be sure and let me know down below how you resonated with the tips and ideas for your midheaven energy. And if there was anything that you thought of that wasn't covered in the video and you think it would go well with your midheaven's energy, leave that in the comments down below so you can help your fellow shared midheavens as they approach their wardrobe in a new and different way. Thank you again so much for coming. I enjoyed seeing your beautiful face here in my home, and I look forward to visiting with you next time as well. Love you.